Hey guys, it's Ray here, City Fan TV. Hope you're well. I hope you're well. I can get a bit of stubble here, aren't I? Bit of hair there. Guys, where have you been? Or more likely, the question is, where have I been? I've been busy. Excuse me, guys. Very busy indeed. Very busy indeed with work. Just been on a tour for almost a couple of weeks and got back tonight. I got back a couple of hours ago. I've been waiting to get a chance to do a video on Gabriel Jesus. We've probably seen some leaked images of Gabriel Jesus wearing an Arsenal shirt. It looks like it's going to happen, doesn't it? It looks like it may well have happened already. I don't know if it's happened, why there's nothing official yet. If he's had pictures taken a day or two ago, you'd have thought it'd have been out by now. I don't know if there's whatever the reason is, because I'm not following it too closely. Guys, lovely to see you, Kristen Lee, Anthony, and Ivan Bravo. It's been about a couple of weeks, man. Couple of weeks, but as I said, I had a big tour on a lot of late nights, early mornings with a couple of lads. Shattered, absolutely shattered. Today, Alec, I hope you're well, mate. Honestly, today I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning. 7 o'clock, and honestly, in the last several weeks, that's the latest I've got up. Every night's been, I've been getting up about 4, 5, 6 in the morning. It's just been full on, absolutely full on, and I'm knackered. But after all that knackering driving and working and everything else, I gotta go. I'm going to Edinburgh on Saturday, early Saturday morning. Got a weekend up in Edinburgh doing a couple of gigs there. So busy. Anyway, enough about me. Gabriel Jesus, looks like it's happening. Arsenal. I've not looked at any reports of the money. I read somewhere 35 million, 50 million. I don't know. Kid's still only 25. But here's the thing. Here's the title of this video. Hi, I hope you well, mate. The title of this video is Gabriel Jesus is too good for Arsenal. And honestly, guys, I'm sure you're all with me here. Gabriel Jesus is too good for Arsenal. I'm not just saying that because it's controversial. I'm not just saying that because it will annoy Arsenal fans. You know what? I'm saying that because it's damn well true. Gabriel Jesus is far too good for Arsenal. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure it was a couple of weeks ago, I'll probably go and have a quick check to see when it was. I'm sure it was a couple of weeks ago. I did a video about Gabriel Jesus. And that video, let's see when it was. 2,500 views. That, wow. That was on the 18th of June. So yeah, just over 10 days ago. The last video was Calvin Phillips, only 5 days ago on the 25th. It's not that long ago, guys. So anyway, Gabriel Jesus, I did that video on the 18th, and I said I don't want him to leave. And I didn't want him to leave because I still think he's not the top draw guy that we want him to be. Okay, he's not clinical enough, consistent enough as a finisher to play down that central striker's role. And obviously with Haaland coming, he drops down the pecking order, and Alvarez, you get a new player, 2 new young players. You expect them to have a good chance to start, and Gabriel Jesus just drops down the pecking order. So I understand some of the reasons for him leaving. But I remember what I said. I said I didn't want him to go because I still think his overall record is pretty good at City. His overall record is pretty good. He's won a lot of stuff because, hey, City have been winning a lot of stuff. Let's have a quick look if I can pull up his overall record. Now, I said it before. Gabriel Jesus has been not starting too many games now. I haven't got the stats on how many games he started. But when you look at his goal record, And you can criticise him like I've done for his, lack of clinical finishing and everything else. While he's been at City, he scored basically 95 goals in 236 games. 95 goals in 236 games. That's almost one in every 2.5. That's 40%. Okay. League goals, 58 in 159 games in the league. That's almost 60 out of 160. It's just under one in every 2.5 games, I think. You can say, it's not very good. You need something like one in every 2 or one in every 1.5. And Sergio Aguero was a prime example of someone who's much, much better in terms of goals per game. But Gabriel Jesus isn't the guy taking the penalties. I think that's important. He's not taking penalties. He isn't the guy starting too many games. He comes on a sub, a reasonable amount as well. When he's played more, he scored more. We look at that his first full season, 29 games, 13 goals. That's quite decent. A couple of seasons later, 34 games, 14 goals. It's unfortunate, as I said, that's in all in the league, that he's not played too many times and he's not been starting too many times. He's played a decent number of league games there, 28, 29 a season, let's say, but he's not started too many. I think that's an issue. A couple of more hellos. Vale, which player would you take from AS Roma? None. Alec Johnson says, Jesus, a great 70 City was no Aguero, but he's a graft, absolutely. Leatil Motshaja, hello. Don't ask the same questions. It's quite boring. I wouldn't take anybody from AS Roma. There you go. If he's too good for Arsenal, why are we letting him go? I always thought he was a top player and a valuable squad player suited for a dynasty like City. I agree. Alan Alvarez on another with two very dangerous players. I totally agree, Alec. But Gabriel Jesus is, as Andre said, is a good, or someone else said, is a good servant, valuable squad member. And in a season, this is crucial as well. In a season where we've got the World Cup, a City side that you'd expect to be playing the best part of 60 games, and you've got 38 league games. The minimum City are going to get is 6 Champions League games, but in all reality, there's going to be at least 10. That gets you up to from 38 to 48 games. We're going to have at least a couple of games in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, hopefully a little bit more in the Champions League. Gets you to 55 to 60 games. I don't know without looking at the records, but we'll be generally playing around, 55 to 60 games every season for ages. So there's going to be a lot of games. And then you've got the World Cup. You've got the World Cup as well. A lot of our players will be there. A lot of our top players will be at the World Cup. So, there'll be a few that won't, like Riyad Mahrez, but I think most of our top players will be there. So the issue is we're going to have a lot of games. So that's why I wanted Gabriel Jesus to stick around, because, at times this season we were stretched, and hey, we still won the league, which is great for us, but at times we were stretched. So I think I want him to be around. Now, let's talk about the move to Arsenal. The move to Arsenal, okay, is a big down step for Gabriel Jesus. Now, you could argue that Arsenal are on the way up. Okay, there's no denying that. Arteta has eventually seems to have found a formula, but I still think he's very negative and defensive. But he's got a lot of kids coming through. Martinelli coming through, Odegaard's pretty good in my book. Smith Rowe, you've got Saka, one or two others. I can't remember now, but you've got quite a few decent kids coming through. And Gabriel Jesus, you could say, the argument is that he's going to be probably their number one choice as centre forward. He'll start a lot of games, maybe he'll take penalties, and maybe he'll score lots of goals. Okay, but for me, I think it's a huge down step for him. But look, moving away from a team like City or let's say Liverpool, give them their due, is a huge downturn for the player. It's a huge step down. Yeah. It's a backward step for most players. Remind me of how many players have left City and in the recent past and gone on to do something fantastic. I'm trying to think. Leroy Sané, it happened for him. You could say Jadon Sancho, but he wasn't really playing at City, was he? I can't think of anybody who's gone away. Ferran Torres, okay, it's his first season or 6 months since he's gone. Give him a bit of time. I can't really think of anybody. You can tell me if you can, anybody that has left City in the recent past and has gone on to brilliant things. Same as Liverpool. Wijnaldum left. It's done now. We'll see about Mane. So you're going away from top clubs, and what you're going to, yeah, you're going to go downhill. So Arsenal, you can argue, as I said, they're on the up curve, upturn. They'll never be like City. Not in the next 5 to 10 years, in my opinion. If City's owners stick around, I just can't see Arsenal getting anywhere near City. It's the longer Pep stays, the longer the dynasty's there, Arsenal aren't coming close to City. And even when Pep goes, you'll have his blueprint, his fingerprints, his DNA all over the club. And we're going to carry on playing like this. Look at the young players we got coming through. We've got Haaland already. We've got Alvarez. Grealish is still, 26? Sterling, if he stays, he's only 27. Foden, Cole Palmer coming through. McAtee coming through. Look at the exciting talent we've got coming through. Zinchenko, if he sticks around. We've still got young enough players to do things for 4 or 5 years. So I think City will still be at a very good, high, top-class level for many, many years because of what Pep's done, So Gabriel Jesus is going to go to a club. Yes, it might be on the but he's not going to compete in the Premier League ever with Man City and Liverpool, with the managers that we've got, with the players we've got, with the money we've got, are generating, all legit, pretty much all legitimate. So what's left for him? So he's not going to get up there with us two. So he's scrapping around in this country for 3rd and 4th spot, and might be winning the odd cup. So we would have looked at him differently, I think, if he'd taken penalties. Can you imagine Gabriel Jesus taking penalties and scoring, for argument's sake, 5 or 6 penalties every single season? Let's say, I've used that argument before. If Gabriel Jesus had been at City and scored 6 Premier League penalties every season, okay, let's say he scored an extra 30 goals a season. He's then got 90 goals in 160 games. That changes things dramatically because the numbers are blooming good then. Yeah, you're scoring a goal better than the game in 2. And that's only 6 penalties. In 5 seasons, he could have got 40 goals in penalties in the 5.5 seasons he's been at City if he played a bit more and taken the penalties. It's some of it is game time and everything else. All those sub appearances, but 40 goals takes you to almost 1.5. So 40 extra goals, and you might think, it's wishful thinking or it's conjecture. But City got a decent number of penalties, and he would have got a decent number of goals if he'd been taking those penalties. So, penalties do make a huge difference to your stats. Gabriel Jesus hasn't got them behind. I'll go through some of your points, but believe me, guys, Gabriel Jesus is just far too good for Arsenal, for a team like that. No matter how much they improve, he's on the downward spiral. It's true. Let's go through some of the things. He's a team player. I totally agree, Alec. Dre says, no guarantees that Alvarez will be better than Gabriel Jesus. That's true, but I think he will be. Hi, Chris. Hope you're well, buddy. Yeah, he always seemed to do well. He worked hard, and that makes a huge difference. Hi, Mikey. How you doing? Hold to good for Arsenal when in the past you took most of our rejects to get you where you are today. Behave, fella. Behave, Mikey. Behave. We took rejects. Let's look at your rejects. Gail Clichy, Arsenal reject. 2 league titles at City. Amongst. He won the League Cup as well, didn't he? Did he win the FA Cup? Can't remember. Kolo Touré was one of yours. Won stuff at City. So you can talk about rejects as much as you like. Adebayor. Look, City. Arsenal would have loved to have Adebayor with them at his peak. Absolutely would have loved it. And I don't see them not wanting someone like Kolo Touré or Clichy Remember, these guys won stuff at City, won trophies, won the league title. Jesus wouldn't go to Arsenal if Arteta wasn't there. I totally agree, Chris. I think the link with the Arteta, the link up again, it's easy for Arteta to sell the project, the club, and everything else to Gabby J, and for Gabby J to say, "Yeah, I've worked under you before. I'll work under you again." But he's a good second option for City. He's a great first option for Arsenal. But what I'm saying is he's too good. He's too good for Arsenal for their where their level's going to be, where their maximum level's going to be. They're fighting against the likes of Chelsea, Spurs, Man United, even for third and fourth place, where Gabriel Jesus has been dining at the top table, dining at City, winning trophies. He's going to struggle at Arsenal. Look, at some point in your career, you'll say, I've got enough trophies. I just want to keep playing football. But I just think one more season at City would be great. Alvarez's hot property was wanted by Bayern, United, Liverpool, Barca, etc. Absolutely. I think it's been great. Bill, ABC TV, good to see you, mate. Arteta favours Moyes in style and philosophy more than Pep. Would you keep Ake? Yeah, I'd keep everybody, Alec. Everybody we got now, except possibly Sterling. I'd let Sterling go because fella's not been good enough, not consistent enough, not played at a high level enough for me. And last year his contract, I'll let him go before he's out for now. Coutinho left, done nothing. Absolutely, Chris. That's it. Players leave, they do. The only player who's left Liverpool in the recent past that I think's done something, Suarez. That's the one that sticks out in my mind, Suarez. Jesus can opportunity that he was never going to get. I totally agree with that, Mr. Roll Up. Totally agree. Invincibles, oh, come on. Mikey, you know, look, it's coming up to school's closing, Mikey. Focus on your education. Stay in school. Go back to, whatever secondary school you're at tomorrow, and leave the big boys alone, Mikey. Okay? Invincibles. 100 points. 100 points beats Invincibles every day of the week. Invincibles with 90 points. Behave. You can be an Invincible on 38 points and get relegated. So behave, Mikey. City owners going nowhere. Absolutely. Being scared and defensive could never be like City. No, we're not. Hasn't Jesus won it all like Ozil and is now looking somewhere non-precious? Arsenal is not going to be a non-pressure club. Look at how much the fans have a go at the players. Okay, Arsenal's going to be a pressure cooker situation at Arsenal. They're under pressure to win games, get the Champions League football, win trophies. They're under pressure. He's not going to go there and have it easy. If you want it easy, you go to someone like Bayern Munich or probably PSG to win the league easily. Arsenal's going to be a lot of pressure. How many goals do you think he's getting at Arsenal next season? I'd say 16 all comps. No, okay. If Gabriel Jesus plays 35 league games for Arsenal next season and he's their penalty taker, I'll say 15 or 16 in the league. If Gabriel Jesus starts 32 to 35 games, is their penalty taker in the league, I'm putting him down for 15 goals next season, possibly a little bit more. Because think about it, if you score, as I said, 5 or 6 goals in penalties, you've only got to get about another 10 goals in 30 games. I think he can do that. Arsenal are always going to be bitter. Yeah, Mike is embarrassing himself. I'll leave him alone, but I mean, there's no point. There's no point, banning the guy. Hopefully Mikey will grow up and come back with an argument, because he's not got any arguments at the moment. Shouting about something that happened almost 20 years ago is not worth shouting about. Who knows if our fella Mikey was even born when Arsenal were Invincibles, or if he was born, can he actually remember it? There's no point. Phillips getting closer, but wait and see. The thing for me is There's no internationals now, no friendlies. Get Phillips done and dusted, move on. Jesus is not a good first option. He doesn't intimidate anyone. Ivan Tonio, yeah, look. There'd have been. You don't need to be intimidate people to be a good striker. But like you say, I think a two-pronged attack like Ivan Tonio and Jesus, excuse me, could have done something special. Oh. Harlan Kennedy Alvarez, Foden, Bam. Oh, cough started. Need a drink. Need a city side extra clap. That ain't happening, Saris. Ain't happening. Guys, I need a glass of water. So because I'm absolutely knackered, blimey, and I'm hot. Guys, thanks so much for coming on. I'll probably do a stream tomorrow night. I've got a bit of time. Got lots of messages coming through, guys. Look after yourselves. Have a good evening and see you around Blues.